A jagged maw of twisted steel gapes, where the bridge once stood. A wound bleeding concrete, oily rain streaks down a scarred cityscape, reflecting the harsh neon glow of distant towers. Below, displaced families shiver in makeshift shelters, their faces etched with silent despair. Ambulances! Sirens wailing mournfully, trace dangerous detours through forgotten, crumbling districts. The collapsed span isolates entire neighborhoods, severing lifelines in this struggling, forgotten quarter. Our salvage crew arrives, their battered transport crunching over debris, engines groaning softly. They see the bridge not as ruin, but as a challenge, a testament to their repair ethic. Weld sparks, sacred-looking in the gloom, briefly illuminate their determined, grime-streaked faces. Their Titan, a towering silhouette against the speedline sky, casts a giant shadow over the small people. It stands silent, a monument of salvaged metal, waiting for its purpose to be called upon. The crew feels a surge of purpose, a quiet heroism in the face of such overwhelming destruction. They prepare their tools, their movements precise, almost ritualistic, beneath the Titan's watchful gaze. This job feels different. It carries the weight of a city's desperate, unspoken hope. The air hums with anticipation, a mix of dread and resolve, as the work begins anew. Suddenly, the sky darkens, not with clouds, but with sleek, predatory corporate security drones. Their optical sensors glow crimson, scanning the scene with an unnerving, calculating intelligence. Hover vehicles, painted with the ominous crest of the OmniCorp, descend silently through the rain. Legal agents, their suits immaculate despite the downpour, disembark with an air of cold authority. They carry data slates, their glowing screens displaying permits like sharpened, bureaucratic weapons. A cold, metallic voice echoes from a drone. Cease operations immediately. Unlicensed operators. The crew freezes, their tools clutched tight. A sudden chill, replacing their earlier warmth. OmniCorp claims the bridge, the debris, the right to rebuild, and even the air itself. They declare the towering Mech salvage contraband, its very existence now, a corporate violation. The Titan stands impassive, its metallic skin shimmering with collected rainwater. A silent giant, its internal hum shifts, a low thrumming beneath the rains. Drumming, almost a warning. The lead agent, face obscured by a reflective visor, steps forward, radiating cold, unyielding power. Your presence here constitutes trespass and unauthorized interference with corporate assets, he states flatly. The crew leader, Kale, steps forward, his hand instinctively resting on a heavy wrench. People are trapped, Kale retorts, his voice rough with indignation, echoing across the ruins. Our permits grant us exclusive rights to this sector and all associated salvage, the agent counters. The drones reposition, their weapons arrays, subtly shifting, aiming towards the crew and the Titan. A palpable tension grips the air, thick and suffocating, like the oily, polluted rain. The OmniCorp agents show no empathy, only the rigid adherence to their corporate mandate. Their presence is a stark reminder of the city's true rulers, the silent, invisible hand. The crew exchanges worried glances, their earlier heroic resolve now tinged with desperate uncertainty. They understand the unspoken threat. Compliance means abandonment. Defiance means destruction. The Titan's shadow stretches, a dark, protective blanket over the small, defiant figures below. Its heavy feet seem to settle deeper into the muck, an almost imperceptible, defiant shift. OmniCorp's message is clear. The suffering of the populace is merely an inconvenient externality. The crew's moral compass spins wildly, caught between legal threat and human desperation. If they leave, the trapped citizens remain isolated, their hope dwindling with the fading light. If they stay, they become criminals, facing the full, relentless force of corporate justice. A profound silence descends, broken only by the incessant drumming of the neon-streaked rain. This moment hangs heavy, a precipice between duty and survival, a choice etched in fear. The omniscient whispers, heroism often begins precisely where blind compliance finally ends. It is a profound, unsettling truth, echoing through the broken city, a call to a higher purpose. The Titan's optical sensors flicker, a faint, almost imperceptible glow in the gathering twilight. Its massive form seems to absorb the city's despair, holding it within its metallic shell. Kale clenches his jaw, his eyes darting between the trapped bridge and the encroaching drones. The decision weighs heavily, a crushing burden on his shoulders, a moral tightrope walk. He looks at his crew, their faces reflecting his own grim determination, their loyalty unwavering. They are a family, forged in scrap and shared hardship, bound by an unspoken oath. The corporate agent raises a hand, a signal to the waiting, silent, menacing drones above. A low thrumming intensifies as weapon systems power up, their energy cells charging ominously. Suddenly, a searing beam of crimson light lances down, striking dangerously close to a civilian cluster. The ground explodes, sending debris scattering. A chilling warning shot from the corporate a collective gasp rises from the onlookers, quickly followed by screams of terror and utter panic. Civilians scramble, falling over themselves, desperate to escape the sudden, terrifying escalation. The air fills with frantic cries, the sound of scrambling feet, and the cold whir of drone rotors. The accident was a deliberate act designed to spread fear and enforce immediate compliance. Kale's eyes blaze with a furious, protective fire, his hand tightening further on the wrench. The crew members instinctively move to shield the fleeing civilians, their own safety forgotten. This brutal act shatters any remaining pretense of negotiation or peaceful resolution. The moral fork vanishes. The path forward is now starkly, terrifyingly clear for everyone. They are forced to act publicly, their defiance now a desperate, visible stand against oppression. The Titan's internal hum deepens, a resonant, powerful chord vibrating through the shattered earth. Its optical sensors glow brighter, a fierce, unwavering light piercing the dim, rainy atmosphere. The metallic skin of the mech seems to ripple, energy coursing through its ancient, powerful frame. It takes a monumental step forward, its heavy footfalls shaking the very foundations of the bridge. The ground trembles, dust and spray erupting with each deliberate, earth-shattering movement. Its towering form interposes itself between the terrified civilians and the advancing corporate drones. A warning stripe, previously hidden, flashes across its arm, like a ritualistic war paint. The Titan's silhouette flares, an aura of raw power radiating from its ancient, awakened core. Weld sparks rain down from its joints, not from damage, but from surging, contained energy. The drones unleash another volley of energy blasts, targeting the defiant, towering mech. The Titan raises a massive arm, its metallic surface shimmering, absorbing the incoming fire. The energy dissipates harmlessly against its hide, like raindrops against a mountain, utterly ineffective. It stands firm, an immovable bulwark, protecting the innocent with terrifying, effortless ease. The corporate agents watch, their visors reflecting the Titan's imposing, unyielding form. A flicker of something, perhaps surprise, crosses the lead agent's otherwise impassive face. The mech has done this before. Its movements carry the echoes of countless forgotten battles. Its posture speaks of ancient wars, of acting as a shield for the vulnerable, for humanity. The memory of conflict is etched into its very core, a silent, powerful, terrifying legacy. The drones continue their assault, their beams impacting the Titan with futile, desperate force. Each impact sends ripples of raw power through the mech, making it hum with dark energy. The crew watches, awestruck and terrified, as their creation becomes a god of protection. They see not merely a machine, but a guardian, a force of nature awakened by injustice. The Titan leans into the barrage, its massive frame absorbing the punishment without faltering. Its optical sensors, narrow, focusing on the drones with an almost predatory, calculating gaze. The air crackles with anticipation, a storm of metal and energy about to be unleashed. The corporate drones, relentless in their programmed attack, press their advantage with precision. Their synchronized movements suggest a cold, tactical intelligence devoid of any human empathy. The Titan vibrates, a deep, guttural growl emanating from its very core, a primal sound. It prepares to retaliate, not with rage, but with a controlled, terrifying ancient power. Its immense hand slowly rises, reaching towards the nearest drone with deliberate, measured intent. The drone hovers, oblivious to the impending doom, its weapon still locked onto the Titan. With a sudden, swift motion, the Titan's fingers close around the drone, a gentle, firm grip. No explosion, no violent tear, just a soft crunch of twisted metal, swiftly silencing the threat. The drone's lights flicker once, then die, its metallic shell crumpling like discarded foil. The Titan's grip loosens, and the disabled drone drops a silent, broken husk into the oily rain. This controlled brutality, this precise dismantling, speaks volumes of its dark, hidden past. Another drone lunges, its energy weapon flaring, aiming for the Titan's exposed joints. The mech anticipates, its massive legs sweeping out, a calculated move to intercept the attacker. The drone is swatted aside, sent spiraling into a ruined building with a dull, echoing thud. Its optical sensors shatter, sparks momentarily, arcing before it too falls silent and lifeless. The Titan moves with an almost balletic grace, despite its immense size. A dance of destruction. It disables the threats without killing, a testament to its programming, or perhaps its choice. Each action is a demonstration of terrifying, contained power, a lesson in measured force. The remaining drones hesitate, their programmed aggression momentarily overridden by calculated fear. The corporate agents, watching from their hover vehicles, record every single devastating movement. Their visors conceal their expressions, but a subtle shift in posture betrays their growing concern. One agent subtly adjusts a recording device, ensuring every angle of the Titan's prowess is captured. A faint, almost imperceptible smile plays on the lead agent's lips, hidden behind the reflective surface. They are not angry. They are calculating, gathering data, assessing the Titan's capabilities. This confrontation is merely a reconnaissance mission, a test of the awakened machine's strength. The Titan continues its work, methodically neutralizing the remaining, now wary, corporate drones. It crushes one underfoot, not with malice, but with the efficiency of a machine performing a task. Another is caught mid-flight, its thrusters failing, as the Titan's sheer force overwhelms its systems. The air clears of the drone's worry, replaced by the persistent, rhythmic drumming of the rain. The remaining corporate agents issue a retreat order, their voices calm, devoid of any panic. The hover vehicles ascend, their engines humming, carrying the unreadable agents back into the night. They leave behind a field of disabled drones, twisted metal husks, testaments to the Titan's power. The silence that follows is profound, punctuated only by the distant wails of ambulances. The bridge, previously a wound, now has its collapsed steel lifted, creating a path for passage. The Titan, its task completed, stands tall, a silent sentinel in the harsh, neon-lit gloom. A cheer erupts from the trapped civilians, a wave of relief washing over the weary crowd. They see their savior, the colossal Mech, standing proudly amidst the wreckage. It cleared. The crew, exhausted but triumphant, watches the Titan, a mix of pride and dread in their hearts. The city, at first, joins the cheer, a collective sigh of relief echoing through the districts. But then, a subtle shift occurs, a collective turning away, a swift, guilty silence. The triumph is short. The city remembers who truly holds the reins of power. Fear of OmniCorp is ingrained, a pervasive shadow over even the most heroic acts. The cheers die down, replaced by hushed whispers and the rapid dispersal of the crowd. People quickly retreat into the shadows, unwilling to be seen associating with the defiant crew. The crew is left alone, standing beside their Titan, the rain washing over their tired faces. A small, sleek drone descends, not a security model, but a legal messenger, silent and swift. It hovers before Kale, projecting a holographic legal notice into the oily, shimmering air. The words glow with cold. Official luminescence. Violation. Seizure. Mandatory surrender. Fines are listed. Astronomical sums designed to crush any independent operation instantly. The notice also demands the immediate surrender of unlicensed salvage unit designation Kaya. Reachkill reads the terms, his jaw tightening, the paper-thin screen reflecting his grim expression. This is not a negotiation. It is a declaration. A cold, calculated assertion of corporate will. The drone delivers its message with chill inefficiency, then ascends back into the stormy heavens. The crew gathers around Kale, their faces etched with a profound sense of weary despair. They risked everything, saved lives, and now face annihilation. Their freedom stripped away. This isn't anger, it's a systematic dismantling. A patient, relentless corporate siege. OmniCorp isn't impulsive. They are a vast, unfeeling machine, moving with deliberate, crushing force. The Titan's internal hum, once a protective thrum, now shifts, lowering into a deep, guttural purr. It is a sound of latent power, a deep, resonant vibration that echoes through the ground. The purr is not one of contentment, but a low, dangerous growl, a promise of impending threat. The mech senses the shift, the new kind of enemy, unseen but omnipresent, far more insidious. It is a foe that fights with paperwork and permits, rather than plasma blasts and missiles. This enemy seeks to own not just the bridge, but the crew's very right to exist. The rain continues to fall, washing over the ruins, a somber, unending lament for justice. The crew looks at their Titan, now a beacon of defiance, but also a magnet for trouble. They realize the true costs of their heroism, the heavy burden of their moral choice. The city sleeps, or pretends to, leaving them isolated in their desperate, lonely stand. The giant shadow of the Titan stretches across the salvage yard, a dark omen under neon. The air grows heavy with unspoken questions, with anxieties that gnaw at their tired souls. What will OmniCorp do next? How can they fight an enemy without a face, without a heart? The Titan's core glows faintly, a rhythmic pulse, a silent, knowing heartbeat in the dark. Its power is immense, but against legal systems, against corporate might, is it enough? The crew huddles together, seeking warmth and reassurance in the face of overwhelming odds. Their oath, once whispered under rust, now feels like a heavy chain, binding them irrevocably. The city's indifference stings, a betrayal worse than any corporate threat, a lonely isolation. They saved lives, yet the system declares them criminals, their good deeds twisted into transgressions. The Titan's pa deepens, a low, resonant rambru vibrating through the very ground they stand upon. It is a sound of readiness, of an ancient machine preparing for a battle yet to unfold. The crew feels its presence, a powerful, unwavering force that stands with them, for them. But the odds are stacked. The forces arrayed against them are vast and seemingly insurmountable. The legal notice, still glowing, flickers in the rain, a constant, chilling reminder of their fate. They are no longer just salvagers. They are rebels, fighting for their right to repair. The Titan, their accidental god, has drawn the attention of the true gods of this city. Corporate greed casts a long, suffocating shadow, threatening to engulf their small, defiant spark. The wind picks up, carrying the scent of ozone and wet metal, a prelude to a larger storm. The crew knows this is only the beginning, a single skirmish in a war they did not choose. Their loyalty to the Titan, to each other, is now their only shield, their only weapon. The city sleeps, unaware of the silent war brewing in its forgotten, rain-soaked underbelly. The Titan's eyes, previously dim, now glow with a steady, watchful, resolute intensity. It understands the new enemy, the unseen hand that pulls strings, that dictates destiny. Its ancient circuits hum with a renewed purpose, a deep-seated instinct for protection. The crew looks at the looming silhouette, their hope clinging to its immense, powerful form. They wonder if this chosen path leads to salvation, or merely a more glorious, defiant end. The moral act of repair has become an act of war, a dangerous, irreversible declaration. The Titan's purr grows, a low, resonant thrumming that vibrates through the very ground. It is a promise, a warning, a hymn of defiance, sung In the face of overwhelming power, the neon lights of the distant towers cast long, distorted shadows across the broken landscape. The crew stands firm, their small figures dwarfed by the Titan. United against the looming threat, they brace themselves for the inevitable, for the next move from the patient, powerful enemy. The Titan's glowing core pulsates, a silent question mark in the heart of the dark city. The question hangs heavy. What form will OmniCorp's next patient strike truly take? The crew feels the weight of the city's silent judgment, its fear a palpable, crushing force. Their heroic act of clearing the bridge is now reframed as a brazen, criminal defiance. The Titan's purr deepens, a resonant, almost sentient growl, sensing the unseen Mech. Its optical sensors scan the horizon, searching for threats beyond the physical, beyond the visible. The night presses in, thick with oily rain, and the oppressive silence of a city holding its breath. Kale clutches the legal notice, its glowing text a constant, infuriating reminder of their predicament. He knows this is a battle of wills, a test of endurance against an inexhaustible foe. The crew prepares for the inevitable, their resolve hardening with each passing, anxious moment. They reinforce the yard's perimeter, a futile gesture against an enemy that strikes from within. The Titan stands guard, its massive frame a silent, unmoving fortress against the encroaching darkness. Its presence alone is a statement, a challenge to the corporate dominion over all things. The rhythmic pulse of its core is a steady beat, a counterpoint to the city's anxious silence. They understand the corporation seeks not just control, but absolute, unquestioning Their defiance, their very existence, is an intolerable affront to OmniCorp's established order. The crew reviews their meager resources, their tools, their scrap, their unwavering spirit. They are outmatched, outgunned, but their bond with the Titan, their oath, remains unbroken. The giant shadows of the mech dance in the neon glow, a silent, defiant ballet of power. The weight of their moral choice presses down, a heavy mantle of responsibility and fate. They chose the trapped citizens over corporate compliance, a choice with irreversible consequences. The memory of the civilians' cheers quickly faded, replaced by the chilling corporate threat. This is the price of heroism in a city that profits from forgetting, from endless consumption. The Titan's hymn lowers, a deep, resonant rumble like distant thunder gathering strength. Its internal systems shift, preparing for an abstract battle against an invisible, systemic foe. The crew huddles closer, drawing strength from each other, from the Titan's silent resolve. They are a small island of defiance against an ocean of corporate control, an unwavering beacon. The next morning brings not a direct attack, but a chilling, subtle escalation of pressure. Their power grid flickers, then dies, plunging the salvage yard into a sudden, deep darkness. Communication lines are severed, isolating them further, cutting them off from any outside help. Supply routes are blocked, their meager provisions now dwindling. A slow, methodical siege. OmniCorp's patience is a weapon, a slow, suffocating squeeze designed to break their spirit. The crew works by generator light. Their faces grim, but their determination burns brighter. The Titan's core glows, providing a faint, ethereal light, a beacon in their manufactured night. Its hum intensifies, a steady, reassuring thrumming, a heartbeat in a deepening silence. They know this is a war of attrition, a test of their will against endless corporate resources. The giant shadows it casts seem to offer comfort, a silent promise of unwavering protection. The harsh neon of the distant city feels mocking, a cold, indifferent reminder of their isolation. The crew discovers surveillance drones, tiny and stealthy, observing their every desperate move. OmniCorp watches, records, analyzes, compiling data for their inevitable, crushing next step. The Titan senses these unseen eyes, its optical sensors sweeping the perimeter with vigilance. Its purr becomes a low, continuous rumble, a palpable threat vibrating through the very ground. This is not mere anger. It is the cold, calculated strategy of a corporate entity asserting dominance. They are being studied, their weaknesses probed, their breaking point carefully determined. The crew's courage is tested, but the Titan's unwavering presence fuels their desperate resolve. The fate of the bridge of the trapped citizens now seems a distant memory in this new struggle. Their focus shifts to survival, to protecting their Titan, their home, their very identity. The rain continues, a relentless, mournful rhythm against the metallic shell of the giant mech. The speedline skies above carry not just clouds, but the unseen, predatory gaze of OmniCorp. The crew knows they are being pushed, cornered, their options narrowing with each passing hour. But the Titan's purr, a deep, resonant growl, promises a fight, a glorious, desperate resistance. Its ancient core pulses, a beacon of defiance, a challenge to the corporate world's authority. They wonder if the Titan's will is truly its own, or if an ancient program guides its actions. The inscription on its core, glimpsed in a fleeting moment, still haunts their collective memory. A name, one of their own, etched decades before their birth. A perplexing, terrifying mystery. This deeper entanglement, this impossible connection, fuels their resolve, yet deepens the enigma. The Titan is more than metal? It is a repository of forgotten history, a living paradox. Its purr is now a threat-level growl, a rumble that promises far more than mere defense. The crew feels the ground vibrate beneath their feet, a subtle tremor of awakening power. OmniCorp's patience may be their strength, but the Titan's ancient power is an unknown variable. The city watches, silently, from behind its neon facade, complicit in the corporate siege. The crew stands firm, their small figures silhouetted against the colossal mech, awaiting their fate. The air crackles with unspoken tension, a storm of inevitable conflict gathering force. The Titan's optical sensors glow, fixed on the distant, glittering towers of OmniCorp's domain. Its metallic skin shimmers, reflecting the harsh neon, a canvas of defiance and ancient power. The crew holds its breath, knowing the battle for their future is just beginning to unfold. The Titan's purr deepens, a low, guttural vibration that promises destruction to its enemies. It is a sound of ancient wrath, a sleeping giant finally stirred to its ultimate purpose. The ground shudders, not from the rain, but from the immense power gathering within the Titan. The crew looks to Kale, their leader, their silent question hanging in the heavy, humid air. He looks at the Titan, a profound understanding dawning in his weary, determined eyes. The Titan has chosen them, and now they must choose its war, its ancient, terrifying destiny. The rumble intensifies, a prelude to a roar, a declaration of war against the corporate world. The sky above the salvage yard darkens, not with clouds, but with an unnatural, ominous gloom. Distant streetlights flicker, then die, one by one, responding to the Titan's surging power. Dogs across the city begin to howl, a mournful, terrified chorus echoing through the night. The Titan's core pulses brighter, a blinding, emerald heart beating with terrifying, ancient force. Its entire frame vibrates, a symphony of metal and energy, preparing for its inevitable awakening. The crew stares, awestruck, at the glowing inscription now visible on its surging core. The ancient name, their name, shines with an eerie, prophetic, terrifying brilliance. The Titan roars, a sound that rips through the night, shaking the very foundations of the city. OmniCorp's towers shimmer, their neon lights momentarily dimming in response to the primal sound. The battle is joined, not with drones, but with the very fabric of the city itself. The crew watches, their faces illuminated by the Titan's glow, their destiny now irrevocably linked. They are no longer just salvage. They are the chosen, standing on the precipice of war. The Titan's roar echoes, a challenge hurled at the silent, patient, corporate enemy. The city waits, holding its breath, as the true nature of their guardian is finally revealed. The ground beneath them cracks, fissures spreading outwards from the Titan's immense feet. Energy pulses visibly from its core, radiating outwards, a wave of raw, untamed power. The oath, under us, once a whisper, is now a thunderous declaration of inevitable conflict. The Titan's eyes flare, burning with an ancient, terrifying intelligence, a primeval, knowing gaze. Its purr has become a sustained, earth-shattering roar, a symphony of impending doom. The crew stands firm, their small figures defiant against the monstrous, awakened Mech. They are bound to its fate, to the name etched on its heart, to the war it now declares. The city trembles, caught between corporate control and the Titan's rising, furious power. The ultimate question remains: who truly owns a body made of scrap, and what will it choose?